Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of HUtv. Tonight we're going over the Fakher pack method. To get started, we brought in Fakher white grape, and this is a kilo that we use right at our lounge. And what we're going to be doing is showing you how to pack it. Now, a lot of people know how to pack Fakher. Fakher is one of the most popular brands on the planet. It's a go-to for a lot of beginners, mediocre smokers, and a lot of expert smokers always go back to Fakher just, because they enjoy it. You get big fluffy clouds, you get good flavor. Not all the flavors are amazing, of course, but what brand is. Other than that, it's a great product. A lot of go-tos, and a lot of people request it all the time, and it has been that way since it got into the United States in 2001. The pack method for Fakher is the normal pack. It's the normal Fakher pack. The reason is because so many people know how to pack Fakher correctly. They've just kind of stumbled upon it on their own. That's why it's called just a normal pack. It lies in the middle of the gradient scale of all the different pack methods that are out there, which we'll be going over in future episodes. That said, to achieve a Fakher pack, you start off with a fluff pack and you pat it down just a little bit. How much? We'll show you right now. Alright guys, so we have Fakher white grape over here, and we have a bunch of different bowls right here for you guys. And just to see that, there's not just one way to do it, and there's not just one bowl that you can pack Fakher into, right? So to go over the pack method, we're going to grab some of the tobacco, and that's right over there. And cameraman, why don't you show a snap of the actual tobacco? It's red, Fakher's traditional red coloring. Side note, a lot of enthusiasts gave Fakher crap for making it red and dyed and this and that, but you know what? This is like probably the most sold brand on the planet, so nobody gets sick or anything like that. In fact, Fakher's actually made very high quality ingredients, and it's a personal favorite of mine. Not something I smoke all the time. Lord knows I used to. So to begin, we have the traditional Egyptian bowl. Okay, the Egyptian bowl is a classic bowl. Of course, this one's used because I've had it for years. This one's about 15 grams, as you can tell. It's not much. And we're gonna go with the normal pack in Egyptian bowl, because a lot of people that smoke Fakher smoke in a Egyptian bowl. It's not an issue. It's just a regular clay bowl. To go over that, first things first, we're gonna grab some tobacco and we're gonna put it in, right? And a lot of people, kind of dense it up, do a fluff over pack, dense fluff, half fluff. I don't know, honestly. I had somebody actually literally say that. He said, I'm doing a dense fluff pack, and I don't know what that means, but that's definitely not something I've termed or anything like that. We're gonna grab some tobacco right here and put it in the bowl. How I do is, instead of going in pieces, where I see a lot of people just going like in little pieces and adding to it and all this stuff, or they use a fork or whatever. For the record, everybody should know that I prefer using my hands. Instead of that, I grab more than I should, a good amount, and what I do is I gently sprinkle right into the bowl. Let the leaves fall on their own, so that it can just get into a natural state of a fluff pack. Okay, see what I'm doing here, guys? I'm literally just shoving the tobacco from my fingers and just letting it drop. Once it's fully loaded, it's done, and that's all there is to it. So from that point, we can just go ahead, and if we have multiple flavors in here or whatever, we could grab it and sprinkle it up and remix it and place it however we want. Okay, and that is the pack for Fakher for an Egyptian bowl. It's fluffed right now. What you would do normally is just pat it down just a bit, evening it out. It's a little bit dense, not too much so, and that's all there is to it. All right, so we're gonna put that there and continue on with this pack method across the board. All right, so that was the Fakher pack for an Egyptian bowl. Going on, we have a fudge bowl for you right over here. This can fall into the category of a small funnel bowl, right? So this is a really cool bowl. It's a particular favorite of mine for a small funnel bowl. It holds about 20 grams of tobacco, maybe a little bit less, 15 to 20, depending on your pack method, and it goes from there. To pack this is literally the same way, essentially, okay? We're gonna make it simple for you guys, okay? Because the truth is that a lot of people overcomplicate a lot of things. What we're gonna do is we're gonna grab some tobacco again, more than we need to, and we're gonna sprinkle all around the spire, okay? And from here, you could just move some of the tobacco around, keep it at a fluff state, and you want to go just a little tiny bit above the rim. And you could see that it's reflected in the pack when you look at it from sideways. And what we're going to do is go ahead and we're going to pat it down ever so gently, just like we did in the Egyptian bowl, achieving a normal pack by making it flush to rim. And that's that. All right. All right, going on, we have a rook bowl for you guys, a large rook. This one's a lot bigger than the fudge bowl. Essentially, they're very similar to one another. Cameraman, go ahead and take a shot of the bowls, and so they could see a comparison of one another. And the two are very similar. They're made by Alpaca bowls and also Liberty bowls, and the differences aren't too much other than the size of the bowl. I prefer using this guy because this guy gives me 2-hour sessions with Fakher clean. Even with my worst day, I get about 1 hour 45. So it's a beautiful little bowl. And so to pack the rook, which is a larger funnel and falls in that category, again, we grab the tobacco, we let it sprinkle down, right? And even if it's a big clump, if it's too big, like this one's a really large clump, you could just throw it back in there and cut it up later and grab some more fresh ones. And fill the bowl at a fluff state by letting it fall into the tobacco on its own. Again, you take the tobacco up to about a tiny bit above the rim as it's reflected over here, and then you gently pat it down to right at the rim. And that's all there is to it, guys. Make it sure it's all nice and even and flush. A little bit airy. See, this is the trick a lot of people don't know about Fakher. It doesn't need too much, it doesn't need to be dense for it to work ideally. And what I mean by ideally is you're achieving full clouds, full flavor, full, as much a long session as possible without actually sacrificing anything else in terms of smoothness or harshness or anything at all, really. So what you do with this kind of pack method is you get a very long session relative to other, I don't know, what most people smoke, except that you actually get full flavor, like I said, and the clouds are so beautiful. I'm going to take a couple puffs by starting up a new bowl for you guys after we're done with this. Another bowl I have over here is the Samsaris V1. This is the original Samsaris. It's a little bit deteriorated and all that stuff that a lot of people complain about. It is what it is. We've used it a lot. And this is actually my personal favorite bowl for Fakher. Not to say that it's the Samsaris that it's my favorite bowl, but rather a typical silicone bowl is a favorite of mine. And honestly, it's amazing. The way silicone works with Fakher, it takes it to another level. The flavors come out in such a natural and beautiful way that I honestly, I can't complain about it. I'm generally not a fan of silicone bowls because they don't get hot at all. And what happens is that it charges the tobacco because you're usually using it with a Lotus. And I don't know, with the silicone paired with a Lotus or a HMD like Ignis or Big Razor or anything, it just works so much better. To go over this pack method, it's almost the same thing, but we're gonna take account for the fact that you're putting heat only on top and the silicone itself does not get too hot. Okay, so we're gonna sprinkle it in just the same, and there's only one difference this time that we're gonna be doing to accommodate for the Lotus. And we're gonna fill it up like we did last time in a fluff stage. Make sure it's all there. And I don't know if you're noticing, but I'm letting more air pockets in between the leaves of each within the bowl. And I'm also not worrying about patting it down. Rather, what I would do is make sure that the tobacco is inside the rim, the fill line, and it's going even a tiny bit above the rim, if you could look at it from the sideways, just so you could see that it is exactly how high it is. And what happens from this point is this is a little bit fluffier. This is technically a semi-fluff, guys, just for the record. It's a semi-fluff leading to a fluff pack. And the reason for that is because the Lotus is actually going to be sitting inside of the samsaris, which is going to push it down just a little bit to achieve the normal pack that Fakher likes anyway. So we could retire that one. And guys, I want you to go ahead and kind of pay attention to how consistent the packs are, even though I'm going at it very quickly. And then you could see that this is just how it's done, and just in a different medium. Finally, I'm going to be showing you guys how to pack the Fakher in the Tangiers small bowl, which is my personal favorite bowl for Fakher, next to the silicone samsaris. And how we do that, again, this is my favorite one because it uses such little tobacco, but it lasts so long, guys. It's really impressive just how long the session itself lasts. So, and this is the one we're gonna sample for the test tonight. So we're gonna fill it up nice and even, let it fall into place. All right, we're gonna grab smaller pieces of the tobacco and fill up areas that are, you know, like the gap is too high or too wide, right? And we're gonna even it out, and voila, another normal pack. Now I'm gonna put this in line and wash my hands, and we're gonna come back and go over how to actually foil it up, and we're gonna be using the Tangiers small for our quick startup. After we're done with the startup, we're actually gonna set up new bowls, show you guys how it's done, and we're gonna be going ahead and having an entire time lapse for you guys, just to show exactly how long that little tiny bowl that took maybe 12, maybe 15 grams of tobacco, how long it actually lasts. And also just to prove that, hey, you know what, this method works and works consistently. All right, guys, I'll come back right in a moment. And welcome back, HUtv. This is our very first time that we are doing a live time-lapse session for you guys to prove that the Fakher normal pack works every time with every single bowl. The only the only difference is that you are going to get you're going to end up using more tobacco or not, basically. You're going to be surprised that with this particular pack method that every bowl lasts almost the same amount of time. The difference being maybe plus or minus 30 minutes. But the amount of tobacco ranging from 12 to 15 grams all the way to about 35 grams for the Rook large. All right, guys, so what I want to say is welcome back, welcome in. And we are actually doing a live session right now on HLU. You guys could go back and look for it afterwards. And we're excited for this. All right, with me I have Narek from Heavenleaf. How you doing, Narek? You could say something. I don't know if they could hear you.
What's going on, everybody?
Hold up. They could hear you, actually.
They could probably hear us.
Yeah, the mic's close enough. Let me stretch the mic out real quick. There you go. This is Ryan. He's a good buddy of mine. He's been an employee, and he's a dear friend of mine, so he knows what's up. He's been trained by me. And over there we have Gary Michaelian of HLU. He's one of our admin. And how you doing, bro? Speak up a little louder. Come on.
What's up, guys? How are you? How's everyone? How's everyone smoking?
All right, guys. So we are gonna go right now, and to the left of me is Oren. I don't know if you guys got that. He's one of my closest friends, and dear part of my team. And all right, guys. So over here, we have all the bowls that we just went over on the how-to tutorial. We have Liberty or Apache, or I'm sorry, Liberty or alpaca fudge bowl. We have a traditional Egyptian bowl. We have a Rook large, the samsaris, and the Tangiers small over there to your left. And that's about it, guys. I just want to show you guys exactly how we've packed them, and it's exactly the same as we did originally. So there's no mix-up. All right, if you guys go back and rewind, you see that we packed them exactly the same as we showed you. There's no tricks over here. The only difference is for the Egyptian bowl, when we cleared out the middle part of it to increase airflow, I went with the more traditional route and made it so that it is fully loaded with nothing cleared up. Alright guys, so how we're going to do this is Oren is going to be smoking into the fudge bowl, Narek is going to be smoking out of the Egyptian bowl, Ryan is going to be smoking out of the Rook large, and Gary over there is going to grab the samsaris with Lotus, and we're going to actually require somebody to bring that over right now. Hey, can somebody bring me a Lotus please, real quick, just any one of the Lotuses, thank you. And that's it guys, I'm going to start foiling this for you guys, and we're going to load them up, and we're going to grab the coals, which are already ready. So he says it's done as well. So okay, so here we have it. We have all these different bowls, all these different things, and the best thing for the Fakher normal pack, and really ideal for Fakher, is right now the Egyptian bowl, just because the flavor is still, there's a sweetness coming out. It's enjoyable to smoke. Even though you're getting like more airy clouds, you would still continue smoking it because you're still getting something from it, you know. The Tangiers small had the clouds for the longest amount of time. The samsaris had the biggest cloud and most flavor throughout the entire session compared to others that went on a roller coaster up and down in terms of flavor and quality. The fudge bowl and the tangiers bowl, the tangiers small bowl, performed relatively very close and very similarly, except that moment where the tangiers bowl was completely not smoking whatsoever. The fudge was still continuing, and that's about it, guys. Thank you for watching. Subscribe if you like to see what you're doing, and there'll be more of this, guys, every time I do a tutorial or a how-to.